glorious tooth fart content. I wonder if anybody was like in that other window for like the 30 seconds.
Nobody was watching.
So if you're wondering what happened and you were part of the other window.
Oh, Slippy Fingers Dale strikes again.
It's not even really that I'm Slippy Fingers. It's what happens is when you click back and forth from like the Facebook window to the Zoom window, it just like this pop-up says you have a video or this video streaming live. And I'm like, okay, I don't need this pop-up window. And it's like a little square. So I go to close that pop-up window and it just boots me out of the meeting. And then I go to start another meeting and it's like,
and then Derek
have a meeting in progress. And I was like, I can't join the other meeting. So I just stop it all.
And then Derek's left by himself to podcast on his own. And it gets real awkward and nobody likes it much. Hey, internet.
I guess we could have just ignored that and just pretended like nothing happened.
We could have. Nobody would have noticed.
I didn't want to start all flustered. The only thing we lost was my glorious tooth fart comments, which I was just last meeting. I was telling Derek how sometimes when I floss my teeth, it makes like a little space between my two front teeth there. And then when I talk, sometimes air goes through it and it farts on my lip, but I don't think anybody can hear it, but I can feel it and it makes me self-conscious. So tooth farts. So we're live.
Real thing. Hey, internet. Welcome to episode 190 of Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that made people mad online and explain why they're done for caring. I'm your co-host, Derek Boland.
I'm your other co-host, Boomer Dale.
Boomer
we'll see
Dale.
How long I can go without accidentally
fuck with technology.
This video.
Can't fucking handle it.
Nope. Damn, eh?
Damn.
I'm shook. I can't even recover from that. I'm just like, it's a good thing. And I was like, oh, fuck, I should take this like 5 minutes that we have for rebooting to make up some good flood puns, but I ain't got none.
Yeah.
I was going to say we could flood the internet with our opinion, but that's Bush League punnage.
It might be too soon. Still, considering. For those of you who are listening who are not local to the province of British Columbia, which, by the way, if you're watching this, I want you to do something right now. I want you to head on over to, or watching or listening, I guess, head on over to the website for the Canadian Red Cross and make a donation in any amount you like, because there are a lot. BC has just been getting soundly fucked by the weather this year. We had the heat dome, we had like legendary forest fires, and now because the seasons in BC are split into not enough water and too much water, we are now in too much water season, and basically the major connecting highways between Vancouver and the rest of the province were all washed away by floods, and I think like a large portion of communities in the Fraser Valley and the interior are currently underwater. So go to Canadian Red Cross, make a donation. And then when you're done doing that, head on over to patreon.com/outragefactory and make us a donation as well.
Oh, did you get it going again?
No. Oh. So, don't even bother with that last one.
I mean, if you're listening to this in perpetuity, is that what you say when it's later? Or I feel like that's not quite the exact way. In perpetuity, does that mean just like over and over again forever?
Yeah, that means like for like ongoing forever. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So if you're listening to this in perpetuity forever and it's like 2030, go there and maybe Derek will have set up the Patreon at this point.
Unlikely, but it's a possibility.
You know what, Derek? Following up your heartfelt speech to donate to the Red Cross with dick jokes is a big task, but I'm willing to undertake it.
Dale, that's why we appreciate you on this podcast.
You know what I don't appreciate is everybody taking this chance. This is like Dale gets mad at clouds. Everybody taking this chance on Twitter to be like, see, I told you the earth was heating up. See, this is climate change. It's like, guys, it's not the time. It's not the time to dunk on the right wing when people's houses are underwater.
Dale,
it's time to make dick jokes about it.
Dale, on the internet, it is always the time to point out how you were right and someone else was wrong.
But it's not even the people making it. It's other people who said it first, and they're like, yeah, those other people who were talking about climate change, they were right, and all these other people, they're wrong, and I'm trying to hijack this opinion.
So a couple points on that.
Yeah.
One, I cannot honestly fucking fathom how in this, the year of our Lord, 2021 AD, there are still people
There aren't.
Who deny. I saw there was one fucking guy, and I was almost like, this guy has to be a Russian bot or something, just like one of those people out there to sow disinformation, because he was like, oh, if climate change was real, then why was there a flood in the Fraser Valley in the 1970s? And it's like, is that really a point that you're like, yes, there have been floods on Earth before, but that doesn't mean that climate change still isn't a thing, and that this insane fucking rainstorm and flood we just had isn't a byproduct of that.
It's also, we took away all the trees and stuff that would hold the soil together, and we put fucking, the reason BC gets effed so hard is because we put highways through mountains and riverbeds, and they both get fucked. I guess it's kind of ironic how you can have a highway that's in a mountain wash away, and then a highway that's below sea level get washed away, and you're like, well, where should we build highways then? Because you can't build them on a mountain or in a valley.
Maybe the solution is to not. You know what? It was interesting. Like 20 minutes before we started recording, I went onto Twitter, and my friend Kayla had tweeted that the part of like Abbotsford and Chilliwack currently. So for those of you listening again who are outside of BC, those are two humorous sounding places in the Lower Mainland area of Vancouver that aren't actually humorous or fun to visit at all.
Everybody knows Chilliwack from the world famous band Chilliwack.
Right. They do. The Chilliwack famous band Chilliwack, at least.
Yeah.
But that whole area that's currently underwater, that used to be it used to be a lake. It used to be a lake until they diverted the river so that they could build shit there on the plains.
Oh, really?
And so this
is not global warming because there used to be a lake there.
So this is just Mother Nature's way of being like, and it's like we do as Dale. You're gonna get us pulled off of YouTube for climate denialism this time.
No, they don't pull you off for that because they need people to argue so they get more views.
True. So, but like as a human species, we do insanely stupid shit, like build cities below sea level or build divert rivers so that we can build. And at the time, we're like, wow, this is a fucking a miracle of modern engineering, and it's crazy that as a species we're able to do this. But then like nature just fucking like nature will do what nature does and fuck you back.
Yeah. But on the plus side, it's really easy for irrigation canals because if you're below sea level, then it just floods right in. But I don't know. I don't want to rail on it too hard because I actually have family in Chilliwack and Abbotsford, and one of their farms, I can't remember what kind of farm it is. It's like it's my cousin. So you're like, oh, it's your cousin. You should be super close. But I have 60 cousins.
He has a lot of cousins.
So I don't know what everybody's doing. And I don't know, like this one family from my aunt, they have 5 kids, and I think they have like 4 farms in between them, and one of them has a pig farm and one of them has a dairy farm and someone else has a different farm. So I don't think this is the pig farm, which would be the worst because pigs are cute.
I mean, all animals are pretty cute, I think.
Not chickens.
No, I could stand to, but yeah, there's lots of like, and I'm not saying like the people of Chilliwack don't, like, obviously this is a massive tragedy on a human scale, and like lots of people are suffering, lots of animals are suffering. Go make those donations. But at the same time, it's like, why did we think that this lake would not eventually become a lake? Like a lake that just naturally formed would not revert to its original state. The worst thing about this, Castle Fun Park, which is basically like our local answer to Chuck E. Cheese, and it's one place where you can go, and it's an arcade and mini golf, and I don't know whatever the fuck else they have there, but currently sitting
batting cages.
it's underwater right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I'm going to take Noah.
It's funny that you bring it up because every time someone's like, did you hear about Abbotsford? It's crazy. They always show like, this is Castle Fun Park. And they'll show you a picture. Like that's everybody's reference to how high the water is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say it's crazy that like Castle Fun Park is most notably the like landmark that you will drive by on your way in and out of Vancouver to and you'll always look at that place and be like, oh, I should go there sometime. And then you never end up going unless you have children.
Good point.
But and now it's fucking underwater. So who knows? And also, I know a lot of people, myself included, were looking forward to like going home to the interior to see their family for the first time in a very long time.
I think you still can. I think there's a route that if you go through Squamish, up through Pemberton, but you don't go to Lillooet because that highway got washed out too. You go north through like Dahlia and Chalet or something. I think there's a way you can get there, and it takes an extra 5 hours.
It does.
It's a lot of back roads.
And then you assume like Christmas travel, where everyone who would have normally taken these other highways out of Vancouver, and now they're all taking this one highway. It's just like it's not gonna.
Yeah, that highway is gonna be plugged up. So it's like you still can get out, but you won't be able to because it's probably just like a 2-lane like backwoods way. So I don't know. Personally, I wasn't planning on going anywhere, and I know that's not really that exciting to be like, oh, cool. Now I don't have to go anywhere because I wasn't going to anyway.
You weren't?
No, you can still fly though. Well, I guess you can't fly from Abbotsford. Oh, nope. That's my favorite airport because it's like cheap and it was so easy to get to.
I mean, that should be not underwater within the next couple days, whereas the Coquihalla was just like entire portions of the highway have just like washed into a mountain river. So we will say, but like, no, I'm not gonna fly.
Why not?
I don't want to see my family that bad.
Plus, your mom was just here. That's why we're late, guys. Derek's mom came. She's a lovely woman. We went for brunch. And then yesterday, I was too emotionally distraught over the flooding / tired. And I didn't want to.
He was very
distraught.
He was very distraught, but also tired.
I was like, oh my God, it's so sad.
You were like, I spent all day upset over these floods and just wishing I could help people. And as a result of that, I'm too tired to podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was just like, my heart was so sore for everybody. Just all those thoughts and prayers I was sending out just wiped me right out. Oh, one other thing. I feel like you shouldn't be able to complain about Vancouver now being cut off from the rest of Canada, except for that one route I was talking about before, if you haven't left Vancouver in 5 years. Because there's all these people online and they're like, oh my God, Vancouver's cut off. What are we going to do? And it's like, you haven't left the city of Vancouver as long as I've known you. I don't know why you're upset.
It's still nice to know you have the option though, right? Like right now, we're basically it's prison rules in Vancouver. Yeah. We're inmates.
I was going to say, I just feel like doing like from the movie The Watchmen when Rorschach was like, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me. And just like running around downtown Vancouver like that, just screaming. And then people be like, you could still go across the States. You could still go to the States. Also, you know what this is? This is just a conspiracy plot. The government did this so that everybody would get their vaccine passports because now you can't leave unless you have your vaccine passport.
It's funny. The only routes currently out of Vancouver go through the United States.
Or that one that I don't know is open.
Yeah.
We'll just pretend that's not there because it probably got washed out now too. Like that little two-lane backwoods road is probably washed out. But yeah, right now you have to go to the States and then you have to stay there for 24 hours at least so that you could get a PCR test, I think. Or can you just go and come back?
What?
To the States. Like if I drive across, can I drive back?
No, fuck no. I mean, you legally can do. You have to get a PCR test to re-enter Canada. If you accidentally get in the lane that takes you across the border, you have to get tested to come into Canada.
But I don't have that. There's no like waiting period. So like if I want to pay the $200 or whatever for the PCR, I could just go like bloop, and then back up.
Yeah, fully.
Like if I wanted to go to Alberta, I could go down and then through Idaho and Manitoba and then come back up.
Yeah, and if you like the testing requirements for Canada are so fucking dumb right now because they are like allegedly these measures to stop people from picking up COVID in the States and bringing it back into Canada, which on the surface seems reasonable. But what you can do if you're going to the States for less than 72 hours, you can take a PCR test in Canada before you even leave.
Oh shit!
Cross the country into the United States. Come back in under 72 hours and give them your test and they'll be like, this passes. So yeah. So it's like, it's fucking moronic that they are still requiring. I'm particularly angry because
you're not allowed to criticize any of this because
I can't.
that's scientific
and I will watch.
misinformation.
Pull me down, YouTube.
Buddy,
pull me down.
Sir. As long as I don't put it in the write-up, YouTube will never know. Because they don't actually watch this, and the bots only skim.
Oh, Dale! All of YouTube is watching this. Every Monday or Tuesday or whenever the fuck you upload this thing, everyone at YouTube HQ is like, "Gather around, everyone! There's a new Outrage Factory," and then they sit and they listen to our delightful opinions.
Oh my god! How if you like got like a secret message from YouTube and they're like, "We watch you guys at headquarters and we love you guys," I would never stop bragging about it. I would like, you know how like people are like, that guy needs to be knocked down a few pegs, or like that guy's cocky. That would be me for the rest of my life. Because somebody would be like, blah, 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 this podcast would be like, well, actually, our podcast was listened to at YouTube headquarters.
Dude, someone from fucking like Craigslist could message us that, and I would be like, ooh, they like us at Craigslist.
It's so funny. Like I seriously love when people listen to it, but then like every time someone I know listens to it for the first time, I'm like, did I say anything super bad in that podcast episode?
Yeah, you do. You routinely say things that are super bad. It's your brand.
Because I don't think anybody's gonna listen to it. And then someone I work with is like, "Oh, I listened to your podcast. It was super funny." And I was like, "Fuck, which one?"
Are you worried about people who you work in welding? You don't have to worry about.
I know
offending anybody.
No, I don't.
No,
because they're all more offensive than me, and it's great.
Yeah,
actually, they're not.
Oh, you didn't even let me do. I was going to rant about testing because we're going to.
Oh yeah, keep going, keep ranting.
So we're going to America. We fly out on Saturday. We are headed down for U.S. Thanksgiving.
Wait, this Saturday?
This coming Saturday, yes.
Oh shit.
We're taking my son with us, who is unvaccinated because they still haven't fucking approved kids to get vaccinated in Canada yet.
I don't know if I would.
Fucking
Pfizer's coming under some fire.
Oh yeah, fuck. I don't.
Pfizer had a leak, and that leak said that they weren't checking out. They weren't looking in on their testing facilities.
Oh shit! Guess what? Fucking corporations cut corners to make more money. Like everyone who's like, well, I was operating under the impression that Pfizer had a spotless record before this is a moron. You are the dumbest person alive if you believe
those
that.
People who are like, giant pharmaceutical companies stop being giant pharmaceutical companies as soon as they made this vaccine, and they're like, oh, they're the good guys now.
Yeah,
like the opioid crisis, that was a different pharmaceutical.
Or they're like, oh, I've got a smoking gun. It's this former government official who took a board seat at a like multinational pharmaceutical corporation, and it's like you're fucking like pay attention. Government officials leave office because they want to make more money, and they go into the public sector or the private sector, and they take a board position because they have that that title on their resume, and it adds authority to like Pfizer has been.
Oh, man, I just thought of the best. So you could think of politics as an internship of evil.
For real,
you go work for a little bit of money and practice and work on your evil, and then once you master it, you go get jobs at these giant companies
that will pay you 10 times more money to be just as evil, if not more. So like Pfizer has always been like they're not a morally upstanding corporation
What?
because those don't exist. So all these people being like, oh, it's a conspiracy. The only conspiracy is unfettered capitalism. And that's something that we all relentlessly cheer on endlessly when we're
it
like,
benefits us.
Yeah, exactly. So like, shut the fuck up about Pfizer. Anyway, we're thinking about like, so Canada still hasn't made the vaccine available to children. So when we go down to the United States, when we come back into the country, Noah has to, he has to get tested at the border. He has to take a test on day 8 when he enters the country. He can't go to school. He can't go to school for 2 weeks after he gets back because he's unvaccinated.
Doing that?
They're doing it for unvaccinated. Yeah, because kids can't get vaccinated. And if you're unvaccinated, you don't officially have to quarantine, but you can't go to school. So Noah's going to be missing.
Like, don't.
They don't. But the government of Canada has decided we have to do all this nanny state bullshit. Meanwhile, if I really want to, I can. Oh, and that's the other thing. We have to take tests to go to the United States, and we have to take tests. So we're dropping like $900 on COVID tests between the three of us.
You have to take a test too?
Yeah. Even as a fully vaccinated traveler. Even as a fully vaccinated traveler, you have to take a PCR test to re-enter Canada.
Really?
Yes.
It's almost like these vaccines don't do anything.
They do something.
They're only supposed to make it easier for me to fuck around and not have to pay money for tests.
Yeah.
This is the only reason I got vaccinated was so I could like be bothered by people being like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Be like, I'm vaccinated. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, I'm vaccinated. Okay, I'll take your test. Okay, I'll jump through this hoop.
Oh, I'll do all the shit I was doing when I wasn't vaccinated.
Yeah.
But now I just like, what? Get to be vaccinated and do the same shit.
Cool. More hoops. Do I still have to jump through these hoops if I get the booster? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Way to sell it.
Anyway, so we were thinking about even like, because you can get the vaccine in the States right now for children. So we might just take Noah and get him his first shot.
Which one? Pfizer?
Pfizer, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I mean,
I don't give a vaccine's a vaccine. Like all these people fucking like wringing their hands over the shit like science that they don't understand. It's like, you know, if there's one thing that like the medical establishment know, it's how vaccines work. So like it's not like one is necessarily worse than I don't think they've had many adverse incidents with children. So
I think just Moderna in late teens.
Yeah,
they were getting myocarditis.
Carditis.
Yeah, but that was like, so I think I can't remember what company or country stopped giving Moderna to teenage boys. But Noah's not teenage, so I don't know if it affected him the same way.
I mean, he fucking acts like it.
Zing. So, yeah, you want to talk about something that's not the flood or
COVID?
Are you done your rant? We kind of just jumped all in.
To conclude, I would like to say that I would rather not spend money on the things I have to spend money on. So if the Canadian and American governments could make it easier for me to travel without spending money, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for listening. That's it for my rant
too. Because if traveling was cheaper, I would probably do it more.
Do more of it, yeah.
Although traveling is such a pain sometimes.
I like it.
I like being other places and hanging out, but I don't like traveling.
I even like the act of traveling.
I guess it's cool once in a while. It's like I'm always like going there. It's exciting because you're in the airport. You're like, oh, we're going somewhere, and then when you're coming back, you're like, somewhere. Just get me home.
Are you like that, or are you like, I don't want to go home? I'm already preemptively depressed.
No, I'm like one of those people where it's like the home is the castle because it's just like like I gotta just sit there. That's where the video games are. That's where the TV is. That's where the couch is. So I like being at home. Like I'm one of those people. They're like, oh, you don't have to go to like work for a week, and I'm like, can I just stay home and hang out and play video games? I don't have to go anywhere, do I? Like I'm a big fan of the staycation.
I can't. I lose my fucking mind.
Well,
if
you're
I spend,
also
like, too much
working
time
from
in my
home,
household.
so I feel like that
Get me
affects it
the
a bit.
fuck out of here. Get me out of here.
Yeah, because I like work in a shop, so it's loud and banging, and I'm on my feet all day. So it's like when I get to just sit down, that's enough vacation for me.
I haven't left my house today. I don't think I left my house yesterday. I've not left my house in 48 hours. Oh no, wait, I went to Home Depot yesterday.
I saw you on Sunday, so you left that day too.
I left that day. But like this is my life. I spend too much time in this fucking apartment. I hate.
Yeah, so I could see why someone in your position would want to leave and just be like, I don't want to go home. Well, that would be like me being on vacation and being like, I don't want to go to my job, which I don't. And your like home and job are together. So when you're coming back from vacation, you're technically going to your workplace. So that I could see why that would suck.
Yeah, it's basically like going to work and like immediately returning to work from a vacation or whatever. I might be being dramatic. Hey, can I do that? So we used to do the segment called I don't know what we called it, Outrage of the Week, where we just found one person getting angry about something. I found a great one on
thing.
I found a great one. This is one person's opinion on Twitter. Okay. And I just needed to share it with you and our audience today.
Share it with me. I'm all in. Could you put
so
are
fucking
we putting
good.
them on blast?
Okay, so
is it someone we know?
I want to get your opinion on this.
Hey,
so
read me the tweet before you tell me.
Twitter user, what is it?
Read me the tweet before you tell me who it is.
Well, I don't know who it is. It's just a random person.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
But this Mishbag22 on Twitter wrote a tweet today that said, "Don't invite me out for your birthday if I have to pay for my own food. If you want me there to celebrate your birthday, then you can pay the whole tab. If you don't want to pay for 20 people's dinners, don't invite 20 people out for your birthday. Don't at me. I will die on this hill."
What?
Wait, follow up.
You no longer have friends.
Congratulations. Follow up, because she was getting roasted by everyone online for this. Follow up. She says, everyone acts like this is ludicrous, as if they didn't get invited to dozens of birthday parties as a child where the birthday kid's parents paid. So she's thinking that because some parents would feed a fucking kid like hot dogs and chips, which is like, this meal cost me pennies. Yes, you can have it because little kids are shitheads without taste buds, and you don't have to pay a lot to feed them. She now thinks that as an adult, the birthday person who invites them to their birthday should be buying everyone's meals, which makes no fucking sense to me. Why should the birthday person gets their meal bought for them? They don't buy everybody's meals.
That's the whole reason to invite people out, is so they buy you shit. It's your birthday.
That's the whole reason shit. I mean, I'm going to go back a couple steps here. The whole reason to have friends at all is because maybe a couple times a year they'll buy you shit. And that's like outside of it, like, fuck, whatever. We'll make small talk. I'll pretend to care about your fucking life. I might even host a podcast with you. But like outside of you buying me shit a few times a year, I don't care. I do not care.
Dude, this person is legit scum. You can't be like, buy me stuff or I ain't coming to your birthday. You're like, oh, are you one of these toxic people that those sad people on the internet keep talking about? Because you're a terrible person and I don't want you in my life anymore. Or you could come to my party. I will buy you dinner, but you're going to be eating shit you don't like.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you allergic to? Weird. That's what we're having for my birthday. It'll kill you. Okay, I'll get something else. What do you not like? Okay.
You want peanut butter with some peanuts sprinkled on top?
With onions. That's
I'll
weird.
do that.
Peanut butter and onion sandwich. That's odd. Okay, that's what you're eating, I guess. Oh, don't worry. I paid for it. Enjoy all these onions and this peanut butter, you fucking garbage person.
It's just like,
this is absolutely ridiculous. This is what we get when we can't bully people. I don't want to sound right wing or like, oh, we got to do old school, but like usually when people say stuff like this, or they're like coming up with the crumbs for this thought, they're like, isn't it weird how you have to pay for people's dinner when you are pay for your own dinner when you go out? If like she would have brought this up in casual conversation, it used to be like, you're fucking stupid. Don't tell anybody else that. But now people are like, I don't have anything nice to say, so I'm not going to say anything. So she goes to Twitter. I'm assuming it's a girl because she said Mish, which is short for Michelle.
It is a girl.
Okay. So she goes to Twitter. I guess I just gender specified her. It goes to Twitter and is like, I shouldn't have to pay. And then people are like, okay. Do you like getting roasted on the internet? Because you're about.
Well, the other thing is that like she's a young adult. She's a young adult woman, and like, has no one corrected her at any point until now? Has she spent the last, like, let's say, okay, chill, like what I would classify as a kid's birthday party probably stops around like 12 or 13. That is the age at which I will stop paying for Noah's little shithead friends to eat fucking chicken fingers and fries, like, because they can eat a lot of them at that age and I don't want to pay for it anymore.
That's just when it starts costing a lot. Yeah.
So like for the past like 8 or 9 years, has this woman been attending birthday parties where the birthday person would buy her a meal? Has it not occurred to her?
Is she like one of those
she never been to a
girls
birthday?
who's so hot that dudes just buy her stuff all the time and she thinks it's regular because it's never not happened?
No, I mean, no.
Like, is she in this skewed pretty girl world where life is just different and she doesn't know that regular people have to pay for their own food? Look at her picture. Objectify her and judge her completely on her picture. Is she hot enough for dudes who are trying to hook up with her to buy her dinners all the time?
I'm looking at, I don't know about all the time. I would say, okay, if a perfect 10 gets 100% of the meals bought for them and Quasimodo gets one meal bought for them, I would say this woman probably gets 50 to 60% of her meals bought for her.
Oof. Maybe that's why she's so angry. Because she's not getting more meals bought for her. I like the secret code we came up for judging women on their looks. We just say how many meals they get bought for them. We'll be like, wow, I bet that woman would be a lot happier if men bought her more meals. And then people are like, what are you talking about? And by the time it takes, by the time it takes them to like run through the mental math of what we're talking about, we're gone. So we don't have to deal with them giving us shit.
Faded into the night. I wouldn't buy her fucking chicken fingers and fries at Noah's birthday party.
Wow, that girl is a peanut butter and onion sandwich.
Yeah, just an awful take from an awful human being.
Yeah. Like, you know how you're not supposed to judge people by a limited sample size? From this one tweet, I can already say that whatever else this girl has to say, I am not interested in hearing.
I mean, she seems cool.
There's not going to be any like epiphanies that make me rethink my life and give me a paradigm shift into a higher mental well-being from this woman. I can say that.
She seems, you know, if she's listening, we'll be friends. We'll be friends with her. She thought did we ever talk about this? PETA wanting to change the bullpen in baseball to arm barn.
Oh, this fucking shit came out right when the Fauci Beagle thing happened, so it was all just a misdirect.
What?
Like this, like PETA wanting to change the bullpen to arm barn happened like within a day or two of the Fauci news being released that he was like funding research where sand fleas were biting beagle puppies' faces. It's all just a misdirect. PETA's fucking so dumb. If they cared about anything, they would go after Fauci for the beagle thing, but they don't. They're just being like, oh, it's the World Series. How do I insert myself into this narrative?
Why didn't they just say something about the
beagle thing?
Say something about
Because
Beagle.
PETA is a garbage corporation that doesn't actually care about animals. They just care about their popularity. Otherwise, they would go after other stuff that actually matters and not the name of where pitchers warm up. Just call it the warm up area. You don't even have to say the arm barn. That's the dumbest thing ever. That's worse than feeding two birds with one scone. Remember that? Like 100 episodes ago when we were talking about all the names that are all the sayings PETA wanted to get rid of.
Oh yeah.
That was a long time ago. And that's the only one I could remember was feeding two birds with one scone instead of killing two birds with one stone.
Feeding two birds with one scone.
Yeah.
That was the best one.
I mean, it does have a nice ring to it.
Do you want to get into headlines?
Yeah, let's get into headlines.
Do you want to get into the news?
You're cutting up a bit, but yeah, let's get into news. Do you mean like the list, or do you have something
Let's do
else?
the list, baby.
Let's talk about this Russia shit, because
What?
how Russia blew up their own satellite.
Was it an old satellite?
Yeah, so there's a satellite from I think like 1986, and Russia's like, hey, we got all these anti-satellite missiles staying around. Let's fucking test one out and shoot down one of our own satellites. So they shoot down one of their own satellites, and everybody's fucking pissed off because apparently the debris field got dangerously close to the International Space Station. Wait,
Yeah, I mean that's pretty.
And so everybody's, and
reading
I was
the article
like,
right now.
and my whole thing about this is like, and you all made fun of Space Force. This is what Space Force was made for. This police people from shooting down their own garbage in space and making smaller pieces of garbage. But at the same time, how fucking fun would that be to shoot missiles at satellites?
Yeah, that'd be super fucking dope.
Like, part of me is like, oh, Russia's so bad. They're like doing all this bad stuff. But the other part of me is like, but they do blow shit up pretty good. Russia was the last country to drop a fucking nuclear bomb. Tsar Bomba, 1964. Did you know that? There's a little factoid.
What is
Drop
it?
on your friends. Tsar Bomba was the last nuclear weapon bomb dropped, tested, whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
and
it was just tested, right?
Yeah, and it was Russia in 1964, and it was also the largest one ever dropped. And then everybody was like, all right, this is getting carried away. Russia's just fucking, like, it was like 20 times bigger than the next biggest one or something. And everybody's like, fuck, Russia's going to kill us all. Okay, we got to stop throwing these out. But it's like,
yes,
it's been almost 60 years since we dropped a nuclear bomb.
yes.
That is insane.
And hopefully it's at least another 60.
Oh yeah, no, like I get it. Like, we shouldn't be dropping nuclear bombs because, I don't know, they make people sick and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, imagine being those guys holding these bombs for 60 years. I would shoot stuff in space too, for sure.
Just like the biggest. So you're saying that basically this is like the equivalent of like Russian missile blue ball.
Yes.
And they were like, oh, we're just like sitting on this massive load of nuclear weapons. And to like have a little bit of a release, we're going to blast a satellite out of the sky with a missile just to like, yeah, I get it.
It's like when Trump, like a year or two into his term, dropped that Moab, the mother of all bombs, or massive ordnance air bomb or something. And it was like, it's like the biggest bomb you can get that's not a nuclear bomb, and he dropped it in Afghanistan. That was America's missile, like, bomb dropping blue balls, and this is Russia's, like you said. I mean,
I get it. Whatever. Fucking, they're saying it was reckless, dangerous, and irresponsible. But I don't know. It's like the US did a bunch of like dick waving about this because they're like significantly increase the risk to astronauts as well as to other human space flight activities, and clearly demonstrates that Russia's claims of opposing the weaponization of space are disingenuous and hypocritical. It's like, well, dude, they
Space Force.
well, it's also they shot the missile from the ground to space. That's not weaponizing. If I shoot a gun at someone, I'm not weaponizing that person. I'm not giving that person a weapon. I'm shooting at them. Like, I don't think like Russia shot at something in space. They're not putting weapons in space to shoot in space.
Oh my God. But they already have all these like shrapnel, like satellites that could be shrapnel bombs. So I could see like the way you're weaponizing space is if a spacecraft is going through space and then you shoot a satellite beside it and then it just gets shrapnel all shot through it, like a pipe bomb or something. Like these are space pipe bombs almost.
Yeah,
although,
but if
I don't know, like this is nuts.
you could do that. Why not just like shoot a missile at whatever you want to hit? Why fuck around with like blowing up a thing next to the thing?
That's
just
true.
blow up the thing you want to blow up. I'm in the military now. I'm a military strategist. Hire me, Russia. I will.
Dude, if I would have known you got to shoot missiles into space, I might have gone into the military.
For real. Like, who do you think?
Like, I was going to say, that should just be like all of their propaganda to get like young, disenfranchised people to join the military is like, we shoot missiles into space now. And then people would sign up tomorrow.
Yeah.
The
Did you
uptick
play?
would be huge.
Did you play asteroids as a kid? If you did, you would probably be fucking great at this job. You get to shoot literal missiles at satellites as they drift through the stratosphere. Like, fuck yeah, sign me up.
That sounds like so much fun. Andrea said we're never giving Dale missiles in the comments, which I'd be mad if it wasn't a smart decision.
Nice girlfriend you got there.
Yeah.
Real supportive.
Way to back me up on shooting missiles into space, girlfriend. Oh, they say behind every missile shooting man is a strong woman.
Is a strong
Not
woman
this
who
time.
refuses to give him missiles. That's what you got.
Ask Kate if she'd let you shoot a missile into space.
I'll ask her after.
Ask her now. We want to know.
I'll ask her after.
Okay.
Probably not. Like,
I know. Actually, I don't know. I guess that's why you beg for forgiveness instead of asking permission.
Exactly. You never ask permission.
There's no way my SO significant other will ever let me shoot a missile into space. So I'm just gonna do it.
It's more likely that they would forgive me for shooting a missile into space than it is that they would grant me permission to shoot a missile into space. So I'm gonna do that first one.
Yeah, exactly. And if you ask and they say no and you do it anyways, that's going to be like 2 days of fighting.
Then you're way fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah. Don't do that. Just do it first and then be like, I thought you'd be okay with this. I'm sorry.
Then she turns into a 90% meal person because you have to buy her meals 90% of the time just to get out of the doghouse.
Just to get, yeah. That's nice callback, Dale. Nice callback.
Thank you.
Can we talk about this fucking scorpion? The scorpion king?
Yes.
The scorpion flood?
The whole, you think it's bad in Abbotsford where it's underwater? Well, it could be worse because in Egypt, they had this, not quite the same thing, but they had a rash of raining and floods. But what happened there was all of these scorpions got pushed out of their little scurry holes and they went on a fucking stinging frenzy, and 450 people had to go to the hospital, and 3 of them died.
Yeah,
from scorpion stings. Oh,
this
and
is
snake
like
bites.
So imagine the fucking rain that we just had in Vancouver, which like horrific rainstorm, bad enough, and then fucking in addition to the rain causes this like scorpion flood, and all these scorpions to scramble to get out of the rain, and suddenly they're stinging. And these are apparently the most venomous scorpions in Egypt, I think, if I read that correctly. They're super venomous and deadly to humans. And I think like a sting from one of these scorpions can kill an adult human in 3 minutes if left untreated. So all of a sudden, thousands of these super venomous scorpions are fucking like running and swarming to get out of the rain. Scorpions don't like rain. They're just like us. And stinging people. And yeah, it sounds, I'm never going to Egypt. Fuck Egypt.
It's like that old fable, the scorpion and the frog. Scorpions can't swim, so I get it. Do you think this is what happened to the people who built the pyramids? Was they're like building the pyramids with their super advanced technology that we haven't even mastered yet. And then it rained and all these scorpions just flooded out and stung them all. And now we don't know how they built the pyramids. I feel like that's what happened.
Could be why.
Think of where we would be as a society. We would have probably be living on the moon if they didn't kill those pyramid builders.
What?
I said we would probably be living on the moon right now if the scorpions didn't kill the pyramid builders way back. Like my joke I just said.
Would you want to live on the moon?
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
No, it looks shitty up there.
Wow.
Pretty desolate.
They would build stuff to make it less shitty. There's
it
less
would just
gravity.
Be like, do you like malls? Because it would be like a big fucking mall.
Like malls.
It would be exactly like a big mall.
With less gravity, so I could skip through them easier.
And less sunlight. Just dark all the time. It's like
whatever.
It's like, oh, you think you have seasonal depression now that we have one less hour of sunlight a day? Imagine no sunlight ever.
So this is what would happen. I would be in a mall. I would look like a vampire and I could run twice as fast. All of this sounds awesome to me. I would be translucent, but still be a crazy good athlete because of the less gravity.
Yeah.
Think of how much you could go up there. Okay. This is what we do. We go to the moon. We videotape ourselves lifting way more weight than we can on Earth. And it's like we reverse fake moon landing this shit, where we go to the moon and we tape us lifting weights and then we can lift way more and we pretend like we filmed it on Earth.
I see.
That would impress so many people. People would think we're so strong.
They would. That seems like a lot of work to go through to convince somebody that you're strong.
I mean, what's the alternative? Actually lift weights and get
strong? like becoming strong by lifting weights. Yeah.
Think outside the box, Derek.
That's one. That's a plan.
Let's be moon weightlifting entrepreneurs.
All right.
Dude, I bet you that's why Bezos and the fucking other guy went up. William Shatner went to space. They're like, we're old and feeble. We can't lift weights anymore. So they're like, let's fly to the top of the atmosphere in a plane, quickly lift some weights, and then we'll come down. And then we can convince these like sugar babies that we're actually still very
not fucking hopeless nerds.
Yeah, we're not 90-year-old half-dead men. We are still dudes who can lift weights in a plane in halfway to space.
Did you see there was another pretty good tweet dumping? So Elon Musk tweeted something at Bernie Sanders.
Oh, yeah, he was like, I didn't know you were still alive.
Oh yeah, he's like, I didn't know you were still alive. Or like,
and everybody.
And then this comedian had a fucking tweet, and it was like quote tweeting Elon's tweet. It was like you to your son after a long day of posting epic memes or something. So he like, I don't fucking know, man. I thought
it was everybody was like ragging on Elon Musk for this, and I was like, this is so funny that he was like, because Bernie Sanders was like, we got to make people pay their proper share, and he's like talking about corporations and taxes. It's like, you're in the government, you're the one who has to do this. And then Elon was like, do you want me? I forgot you were still alive. Do you want me to sell more of my stock? Because he doesn't have to pay stock on it, because it's like something to do with stocks where if you make money but you don't cash it out, you don't have to pay, because it's like technically you haven't made the money yet because it's still in the stock market. But as soon as you sell the stocks and then you get the capital gains, you have to pay tax on that. So he recently just sold a bunch so he'd pay a bunch of taxes or whatever. So he was asking It was like a dig at Sanders because it was like, hey, I could pay all these taxes if you want. Just give me the word. But I don't think people got that. They're just like, oh, Elon's being mean to Bernie Sanders. They're
I mean,
never
Elon
like,
Musk is a dickhead.
no, he's not.
Troll idiot.
He is secretly he's the funniest billionaire.
What?
I'm just gonna say it. Who's funnier than him? Bill Gates?
No, but there's
like, oh, we're gonna give teenage girls HPV vaccines in Africa, and you're like, why, Bill?
I think that's why like Elon Musk is as popular as he is, because everyone's like, oh, he's young and hip, and he's not some fucking apartheid ghoul from South Africa who fucking made his money from a fucking emerald mine. Like, it's like, no, he's still a shithead billionaire. He's just like a young one who can post memes online. So everyone's like, he's relatable.
He's like 50, isn't he?
He's not fucking relatable. How old is Elon Musk?
I think Elon Musk.
Yeah, he's 50.
Elon Musk is hilarious. If you're listening to this, Elon Musk, I'm your boy, ride or die.
Yeah. Shocker that the Joe Rogan fan would have a hard on for Elon Musk also.
I had $50 worth of Tesla stock and it turned into $75 worth of Tesla stock. So I'm Elon Musk, ride or die for the rest of my life because I made 50% off his stocks, even though I only had invested 55.
Who's the Roblox CEO? This guy, David Baszucki. That's my boy. Hey, he's Canadian.
Oh, dude, Baszucki is the world's greatest last name.
For real. Anyway, this guy's the CEO. I was also like, what stock has made me money? And I bought one stock of Roblox. And it's made me like $40 American. So I'm like, this is my boy, David Baszucki. Hey, do you want to start wrapping it up? Do you have any
Baszucki? Okay, I have one more thing to bring up, and that is Brass Against. Did you hear about this?
What is it?
Brass Against singer pees on a guy's face at a festival. So what happened is
who?
Brass. It's a cover band. It's a no-name cover band, and the female singer was like, "I have to go to the bathroom so bad, but I can't make it." And everybody's like, ha, 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 ha. She's like, seriously, if some dude comes up here, I'll pee on his face. And everybody's like, what? And then the dude's like, I'll do it. And then there's like a video online of him like laying on the ground and her like undoing her pants and crouching over his face and pissing all over his face. Like in the middle of the concert, like they're playing a Rage Against the Machine song.
Yeah, they do brass renditions of rock songs. And this is happening during a cover of Rage Against the Machine.
Like, I made the mistake of going in the mud pit at one festival, and then for the rest of that festival, I was covered in mud and I was very uncomfortable. I can't even imagine what it would be like. Like, so you're like really into Brass Against, some cover band. They piss all over your face, and you're like, sweet, that's what I wanted. And then you're like, I'm going to go check out 5 more bands because I have 3 more hours of this festival covered in someone else's piss.
Hold on, I'm watching the video.
Oh, gross! It sounds like the absolute worst thing that could happen at a festival.
This is pretty dope. This band kind of shreds, actually.
Derek, it's a cover band.
Yeah, but they're a brass cover band.
Do they piss on your face shred?
Okay, so what concert would you rather go to? Brass Against?
Yeah.
Knowing that you're going to get your face pissed on, or Travis Scott.
And it's just Travis Scott. Like, I'm not going to get squished to death.
No, you're going to get squished to death.
It's just me listening to Travis Scott music and nothing bad happens to me. I'd rather get my face pissed on.
I mean, you'd probably rather get your face pissed on. It's like, Dale, would you rather be recording this podcast right now or getting your face pissed on?
Depends. Is it a cover band or is it an actual band? Because I feel like that makes a big difference.
She's she's mid-song while she's doing this. Okay. So I think she's like visibly intoxicated.
Obviously. She's in a brass cover band. I don't think she needs to keep it fucking tight to do that. She doesn't have to be like, I better stay sober so I don't screw up this brass performance of Rage Against the Machine. Like, the song's like 40 years old almost at this point.
Where's 25? And the rest of her band is just like, oh my God, this is actually happening. There's the trumpet player fucking when she pulls her pants down, the trumpet player grabs his mic stand and moves it away from her because he's worried it's gonna get piss splatter on it.
Oh my god,
this is incredible.
You know what probably happened? There was probably like the trumpet equivalent of a DJ scratch, like in a movie when somebody says a bad joke. It's like, what? It's like she pulls down her pants and the trumpet player's like, blah.
Oh my god, she's full on. That is so much piss. And she just she's performing the whole time. She's pissing all over this guy. And the rest of her band is totally unfazed by it. This is incredible.
What are you going to do? Like, if you're playing with someone, are you going to let them sing and piss on someone and be like, holy shit, that was nuts? Or try to like tackle them? It's crazy. Imagine being the guy who went with the dude who got pissed off by Brass Against.
I don't. So you're at this festival. You're the dude who gets pissed on. Do you think you get like an autograph afterwards, or do they like invite you backstage to towel off? Like what happens next, or did they just send you back out into the crowd and you're so like there? Did you watch the video? I
watched it, yeah, and then I saw the pee coming out, and I was like, and then I turned it off. I didn't watch the aftermath of what happened. What happens after?
I stopped as soon as the pee was done. It was a not insignificant amount of pee.
I mean, you probably why she had to go and wasn't able to make it to the bathroom.
But then the guy's just off the stage. She finishes the song. Everyone's
I mean, like, I mean, she could have done like Fergie and just sprayed champagne on herself and pissed herself. That was Fergie's trick from Black Eyed Peas when she had to go to the bathroom. And she
would piss herself?
She pissed herself a couple times. Or spilled champagne on her crotch.
I'm just... Yeah, I don't know why. The guy just...
Was he visibly hard? Could you see like his hard on his pants?
You cannot. He's just like laying on.
Okay, how much money would someone have to pay you to go exactly through what that guy's went? Like, not only get pissed on by a girl, but get pissed on with a lot of piss. That probably... Are you allowed to do that if you're sober? Get someone who's been drinking?
Get pissed on?
Well, if someone's been drinking, there's going to be alcohol in their pee.
No, I think like if you drink somebody's, like your kidneys and liver should filter most of the alcohol.
That's true.
Into your bloodstream.
Now that we've established you're actually able to do this and remain sober.
Yeah. Would I drink piss?
No. How much money would you have to be paid to do what that guy did? I mean, everybody knows it. Everybody's like, oh shit, that's Derek Bolin. I know that guy. And then it's just like waterworks.
So here's my thing. The lead singer of this band, she looks like she's about a 7 or 8 mealer. So, and their band fucking shreds.
Yeah.
So
their cover band.
Their cover band.
I feel like that's a distinction you have to keep making, because there's something about being in a cover band that lessens the fact that you're in a band.
This cover band shreds. I would probably not charge any money for it. She could.
You heard that? Women in Vancouver bands.
No, women in, yeah, there you go. Who are some female fronted Vancouver bands?
It's the only female Vancouver band I know.
Yeah, like who else is there? But like
at the Commodore.
If I got to towel off backstage afterwards, I'd do it.
Yeah, towel off with a fire hose, maybe.
Plus, like that was a lot of piss. So I'm either gonna assume she was very drunk or very hydrated. Either of which, like, your piss is just like, it's basically water. Yeah. At that point.
I mean, you could just lie and be like, she squirted on me, because squirt is just pee.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
The worst part is that he didn't like, I mean, the worst part is like if it was me, I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, go," and I would for sure plug my nose, close my eyes, and close my mouth.
The guy just like lays on his back and takes it like a champ.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
How many? Do you think this is the highlight of this pervert's career, and he won't stop telling anybody ever? Or B, he's actually like, I can't believe she actually did that. I was just bluffing. I didn't think this was gonna happen.
Where what?
That she
The
peed
guy?
all over him. Yeah, the guy who got
No.
peed on.
No, he fully expected it.
He was like, "This is the greatest day of my life."
Oh wait, this was at like a NASCAR thing.
Oh, that somehow, not somehow, that explains it a lot.
Welcome to Rockville Festival in Daytona Beach.
Oh, Daytona Beach.
NASCAR has permanently banned them performing from its venues.
Worth it.
Permanently.
I mean, that's a good payday, but saying you got banned from NASCAR, like you're like, we were too hard for NASCAR. Like, we're too raunchy for NASCAR. That's like what my business card would read. Too raunchy for NASCAR. Peed on some dude's face. Is that guy banned from NASCAR for the rest of his life?
What, the P dude?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Oh, this was a fact I missed. The man, seemingly thrilled by the act, then proceeded to stand up and spit the liquid into the audience. So he had his mouth open. He had his mouth open.
He probably planned it. He's like, I'm gonna get a mouthful and spit this on everybody. Okay, even worse. You're not the guy who got pissed on. You're the guy who gets the piss spit out of the guy who got piss on's mouth into your face. That is infinitely worse. That is so gross. And they want kids to go to NASCAR.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
Maybe she was just dizzy from watching those cars drive in a circle.
She put out a statement on Twitter just apologizing for it. But
what's it say? Shut up. Pussies.
Hey everyone, I want to speak to my performance at Rockville. I mean, it should. That would be come on. When did we start apologizing for pissing on people's faces on stage? Is this where we are?
I love a good double down.
We're fucking
love it.
Yeah. Be like, you got a problem with it? I'll fucking piss. I'll piss on you too. I'll piss everywhere. I'll piss on your grandma.
There's face pissings being handed out. Come and get yours now.
Yeah.
Bitches.
Yeah. Like, is this where we are as a society? Bunch of fucking snowflakes can't handle seeing a grown man get pissed on stage? Is this where we are? We gonna apologize for that? The woke left telling us, the woke left at NASCAR telling us we can't piss on people's faces anymore? What the fuck?
This is just as bad as when fucking Janet Jackson had a wardrobe malfunction and people are like, we don't actually like looking at tits.
Yeah.
Get this shit out of here.
Well, I had no idea nipples existed up until this exact moment. What am I going to tell my kids?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Good find, though. That's a great story. I love it.
It's hilarious. I found it on Reddit because it had the little video on Reddit. And I was like, oh, we got to talk about this.
I mean, good for her because there is a glass ceiling in the music industry. I think like a lot of the times men could get away with
like Shannon Hoon did this
on stage. Yeah,
Shannon
exactly.
Hoon
and like
that guy
his career took off till he died. Jim Morrison. Yeah, both of that until they both died from heroin.
They're both in the 27 Club, aren't they?
I believe they are. Yes. Wait.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Is
maybe
this girl over 27? Is she gonna?
We're gonna find
overdose on heroin.
We're gonna find out. Wait, Shannon Hoon was. Oh, Shannon Hoon was 20. Oh no, yeah, he was 28. He was like a week over. So he's basically in the 27 Club. How old's this girl?
I would count.
I gotta find out.
Because they probably gave him the bad heroin and then it just took him. He's like, I'll do this next weekend. And they're like, no, you have to do it now to be in the 27.
No. No. Let's see how old she is.
I'm guessing 45.
You're guessing 45?
Yeah.
45-year-old women are not pissing.
45 women in cover bands that play at NASCAR piss on people.
She is, I don't know. There's no way. She's not.
What's her name?
Sophia. Get this. Sophia Urista. Huh?
We're living in a simulation. Oh my God. It comes up so fast when you Google it.
Yeah. Why? How? I can't find how old she is. Anyway, we'll say she'll be the next.
Hold on. I just
to die.
Googled Sophia Urista age. She doesn't look that old.
No. That's why. Like, why do you think a 45-year-old woman would be pissing on people's faces on stage?
When I hear you're in a cover band that does brass renditions of rock and roll, I just hear 45. Okay. 1985. So she's 36. I wasn't that far off.
36?
Yeah.
Good for
35.
her.
Well, her net worth is $7 million.
Whoa. Apparently
we're starting a fucking brass cover band, Derek.
Yeah, bro. Let's do it. Maybe she's married to Elon Musk. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that make people mad online. I've been your co-host, Derek Boland. You can follow me on Twitter at Herder.
I'm Dale DeRuiter. You can follow me on Twitter machine at SuperDalebot.
For the equivalent of a wet digital piss stream in your face online, follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/OutrageFactPod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, which is just Dale's personal account, Dale DeRuiter.
But it is clips of the show. It's kind of like a sampling. It's just Dale DeRuiter at TikTok or whatever. I hate sampling. TikTok so much. It takes me a couple weeks and I do batch uploads. Like I run it the absolute worst way because TikTok, you're supposed to do like a video every day and then you'll just get popular. But I'm like, I'm just going to do 5 in a day and then wait 2 weeks.
You used to do that with what else? Oh, it was when you uploaded our podcasts to, it was before we did live streaming and you would just like sit on them for like a month and then you would be like, here's 10 episodes of Outrage Factory.
Yeah. Well, no,
it's good for the binge watch. It's like we're releasing a season of material every month, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the society we live in.
Yeah.
Bunch of binge watching face pissers.
Go find us on YouTube, Outrage Factory. If you are listening to this on audio and you don't have Facebook, I know there's 1 or 2 of you out there, and you're like, gee, I want to see Dale's face when Derek talks about what it's like to watch a girl piss on another guy's face.
Get a mouthful of warm piss.
Yeah. Also, if you like getting your face pissed on by 35-year-old women who are in cover bands, I'm sorry we shamed you. I didn't mean to yuck your yum, which is my least favorite saying.
Nice. Tell your friends about us, rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Please head on over to the Red Cross website, make a donation. While we were recording this episode, I just got a notification that there was a basically like a catastrophic flood alert for Abbotsford, and they were saying people will have to evacuate immediately. So hope you all get out of there safe. Yeah, like they're saying, because now the river that flooded in the States is just like pouring in. They're saying there is going, if anyone doesn't leave the area, it's going to be catastrophic. And there will be significant loss of life if people don't leave. Just, find a hill, climb it if you can.
God. That sucks.
And until next week,
stay angry. Get pissed on.
Get pissed on and get mad about it.
Like get out of the floodwaters. Talk about drowning. Yes. Oh, so many bad jokes. Too soon. I could end it before we incriminate ourselves.
Yeah, I thought you ended it already. Why are you still talking?